Christmas bills are hopefully out of the way and flowers ordered for your favorite Valentine. So what's next? RRSP and taxes, of course. But our biz doc, Nick Bontis, can still make you smile about it. And we welcome back our AGN business doc, Nick Bontis. RRSP season, Nick, what's the deadline? What's the limit this year?
So the deadline everybody has to remember is March 1st. You have to have your contribution in by then. And the contribution limits for this year are $18,000 or 21% of last year's income, whichever is less.
All right. What would be a wise investment product, do you think, for your RRSP this year?
I'm a big fan of mutual funds. You know, don't try to do this yourself. You know, let the experts do it. And it's relatively cheap in terms of mutual fund pricing because you're only paying about 1 or 2% and you never see the money actually coming out of your account. But mutual fund investments, of course, are for the long term. So for individuals that still have a 5-year or higher horizon to retirement, you would want to invest in mutual funds because you can pick a variety of different products, income or bonds or global funds or Canadian or domestic type funds.
The one thing I'm having trouble doing is convincing my young son that it's a good idea to start saving now at 20 years of age. What are some tips that you would offer relatively, well, let's start with the junior investor,
Sure.
maybe, who's perhaps just starting to work?
For the junior investor, they should weigh their portfolio more towards growth equity types of stocks. Because if you're 25 or 30 years old, you still have 30+ years left until retirement. And that's more than enough time for the long-term increase of mutual funds that are in equity positions. So for the young investor who's just starting out in their work career, they would be wanting to invest in growth equity types of stocks and mutual funds. And it would be absolutely an amazing idea for them to scrounge up every penny they can to invest in their RRSP.
As young as they can be to get involved in this.
In fact, another piece of advice I'm going to give you is to actually get into pre-authorized payment. So if they're working with an employer, maybe it's easier for them that they never saw the money to begin with. $50 comes out of their account every month so they don't actually even think about it. It's just automatic.
And we hear how much that can compound over the years into a virtual fortune when they're as old as I am. Okay, what about the more senior investor? What should they be looking at?
So for senior investors who are maybe 10 years to retirement or less, what you should be doing is gradually adjusting your portfolio to more income type vehicles. So as opposed to equity type vehicles, you're going to be looking at things like money market funds or T-bills, income-based funds, because they're a little safer, they're not as risky, plus they help generate income that you're going to need because once you convert over to retirement and you don't have that work income, you can draw income from your investment products. The other thing that you should also consider if you're a more mature investor is in addition to your RRSP contribution, you can also invest in an RESP, which is the Registered Educational Savings Plan. So if you have a child who's about to go to university, you can save money that way as well by putting money away for your child's university education.
And don't forget to file by the deadline.
That's correct.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Nick. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.